dreams. I did everything you wanna be. Oh, I am the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy. I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize when a mirror speaks. The reflection.
Good evening, everyone. Off the Ropes, episode 33. We're going to talk Bash in Berlin and AEW All Out. Hello, everyone. Mr. Ness and Bret Sweeney here. Alongside me is Dirt Cheap Brandon and the Big Oos, KO Kyle Owens. How's it going, fellas?
I like the intro. I've never seen that before. The little countdown, and
That's what we use on our live streams.
We hadn't used on here yet.
Yeah, I had it loaded in, and so I be using it on our. Kyle's seen it. If you had been there for our Beast from the East show, the number one show going right now in East Texas for high school football, Brandon, you would know that that's what we play every week to kind of intro. And if you watch one of our live streams, that's what we use too. So, just saying, Brandon.
I got you.
But now, Brandon, since Brandon is now, he's all in, no pun intended, all in's over. He has a microphone. Let's give him a hand. Brandon has a microphone. We're going to be able
He's
to
all in, so he can go all out, baby.
That's right. So it only took him 33 episodes of Off the Ropes to get a microphone, but he's got one. All right. So Brandon, tell us.
Is that dramatic pause?
Tell us. No, I was waiting for you to tell us about your new purchase. Like, how do you like it?
That was good. This is the first use, so I just set it up today, and I had it, but I didn't have no one to talk to, so now I got people to talk to. So,
well, that's good. It's been kind of the OG Off the Ropes podcast here lately. I don't know. We must have scared off everybody else. I don't know what's going on.
I did act like I was Bruce Buffer for half a second earlier, though.
Oh, man. Speaking of that, Joe Tessitore, what'd y'all think?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was his first time. I thought you can see promise. Like you see, he has. It's going to be learning on the job. This is new for him. He's got a great voice and he's great at things, but he's got to learn when to. There's certain things. Because things Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, some others do well, is kind of emphasize the entrances. He kind of went dull on the entrances. But the one thing, my favorite thing he did do, and kind of what maybe saved his night and made it where it didn't go, negative, or where it was, right in the middle, or maybe a little bit on the positive, was the CM Punk Drew McIntyre segment. And, because we know how things are, but when things like that happen, all the announcers, even though it's right in front of them or they have a monitor, they say, "Oh, who is that? Who is that?" And he did not do that. He said, "That's Drew McIntyre in a hoodie." And I liked it. And then I saw social media feedback, and that was the one thing you saw a lot is people really respected that on his first night he was able to pull that off. And I really like that if he's going to bring that kind of stuff. But he's got things to work on. And but it's his first night, and I think he's gonna do great. I don't think it's a Adnan Burke situation. And Jimmy Smith, I actually thought was pretty good, and he had done the fight game before. I actually didn't think Jimmy Smith was very bad, and so I think Joe Tessitore maybe even a notch up from that eventually. So I think he will do fine, and it's just getting comfortable in that role and getting comfortable with Wade. And I thought, because I originally thought that, but Corey with him because Corey was more experienced there. But I really thought Wade did a kind of a good job of trying to, especially as the show went on, trying to be there as a support and kind of help him along with certain things. So I'm interested to see how it goes moving forward.
Kyle, what about you? What do you think?
I liked it. Yeah, like Brandon said, it wasn't perfect by any means. But we can't compare him to Michael Cole. Michael Cole's been doing this 20 plus years. You know, it's in Michael Cole was not liked when he was replacing JR, you know, so I think we got to give him time. There's some things he needs to work on. I think he needs to speak up. There was a lot of times during the night where he had that play-by-play voice going on for football or something where he's just kind of lower, quiet. And I think with the crowd noise and the music and all that, I think he needs to just speak up a little bit so you can hear him a little better. But I'm with you, Brandon. Like him just calling out, like, that's Drew McIntyre. Like, yes, we're all thinking it. Like you're saying what we're thinking. McAfee says what we're all thinking, and Joe Tessitore said what we were all thinking last night. So, or Monday night. So I think, you know, I think it was a good opener. He'll get better.
Do you think they pair McAfee with him?
No.
Cole and McAfee are going to be the Raw team.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's
so he's going to end up sliding.
My question. Well, yeah, but my question is that we know it'll be Tessitore and Barrett. Will Corey Graves go with them and make it a 3-man crew on SmackDown, or does it go be a 3-man crew on Monday night with McAfee and Cole? Yeah, or does he go back and forth? One other thing I noticed is, and this is how you know Tessitore is a sports play-by-play guy. There was a lot of he was silent sometimes. Like sometimes he just went quiet and let the action speak, which I appreciated. But when you listen to Cole and them, they're constantly talking, constantly feeding you something, which is fine. That's what pro wrestling is. But he let it breathe, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think it's part of it. It'll come as you can tell he's knowledgeable about the wrestling, but he doesn't know all the moves and all the nuances. That's what's going to have to come.
Yeah, on the moves part, he did a pretty good job. The one I kind of stood out to me was the Jagannath shoulder bump, but he just called it a shoulder bump. Like, okay, we know better. But other than that, the rest I thought he did a pretty good job, you know, he did a pretty good job of that. But like you said, yeah, it's just gonna be a comfort level. He'll get better as we go along, and I doubt he'll do PLEs. So maybe, you know, match or two here and there, like a Mania maybe, but. He'll be the Raw guy for a while, and then eventually probably go to SmackDown. So,
well, and I think also that's the beauty of having somebody like Wade Barrett next to him, because if he doesn't know the move, Wade knows the move, right. And Tess doesn't have to call it. Tess can call it, and then Wade can be like, "Oh yeah, that was a beautiful," you know, like And I think that'll come with time, just like any commentary team. I'm excited. I think yes, definitely an upgrade from Adnan Burt, definitely an upgrade from Kevin Patrick. An upgrade from all of them that's come over and tried. So I'm excited to see what Tess does.
The only one that I thought was that I missed was Mauro Ranallo. He was excellent, and he had that background already that he had done a lot of that before, and so I really enjoyed him. I miss him, but you know,
he was mainly in NXT. He came up for Raw just for briefly, but he was mainly in NXT. And he was great.
To me, he's one that would like bring it to life. Like you felt like everything was important. And I think Tessitore is, like y'all said, the kind of the monotone. When he got excited, it was great. I just need more of that. Like more every, like in a sport, you know, not every play is a big play. So you kind of have that. In wrestling, every move should be like, that's kind of how they sell it. Like every move could finish the match. And so I think once he realize it and gets excited more, because I love he was on what's that game? The putt-putt
Holy
game.
Moly.
Holy Moly. Him and Rob Riggle, yeah.
Yeah, it was great on there. And so they kind of had that chemistry. And I think once him and Barrett developed that, you know, the back and forth and more banter and he gets more into it, I think it'll turn out really well. Because like I said, I love his voice. He just kind of I don't want to say he sounds like Michael Cole, but he's got that voice that's distinguishable. Like when you listen, you hear Michael Cole. Well, I know it's Michael Cole announcing. Well, he's the same way. I know it's him. So I think once he kind of gets into wrestling, he just does it over and over. I think it's going to be great. But I was pleased for his first time and thought it was good.
Yeah, you talk about that voice that first Saturday of college football. I turned on the TV, not knowing who was calling the game. I was like, oh, that's Tess and Jesse Palmer. It's like you knew that's who it was because they both have, you know, you can tell who they are. So, and
they were drinking their brewskis on air. I thought that was
the Guinness with their faces on it.
McAfee broke through the wall, and now everybody's drinking on TV.
It's like, man, okay, all right. Well, speaking of wrestling, we got a little wrestling to talk about, and the Bash in Berlin was last Saturday. Overall thoughts for me, just it was kind of you could miss this one and not miss a whole lot. There were some good parts of the pay-per-view, but I think it was a what's the right word? It was a filler pay-per-view, maybe like kind of between what's going on. Obviously we didn't have Bloodline involved yet. We had some of the Priest and Liv and Rhea drama stuff, but not the match that we are looking forward to. I think that's going to. I honestly, looking at this card, I didn't do very good, guys. I think I got last on this one. I think where did I do with my paper? I think Kyle. I think you went perfect.
Of course I did.
I think
no, I don't even remember who I picked. To be honest with you.
Hold on, I have it here.
You
somewhere.
lost the picks.
Well, I always keep them down here.
Of course, you lost the ones that I did perfect on. Of course, you did.
I gave you credit. I know. I'm pretty sure that I know the ones I missed. I didn't have Bianca and them winning. I didn't have. I had Liv and Dom. So I think actually Brandon was second. I think he missed one of those as well.
I missed Jade Bianca. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there was a couple of ones that we didn't know about. My main gripe with this card is there wasn't many matches that we didn't know the outcome. There was a couple, but all right, so let's just go down the list here and talk about these. All right. Let's see. I don't think this is the right order.
Cody and Kevin started.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that didn't start with the tag match. I mean, it was a good match. I enjoyed it, them going back and forth. It's good to see Cody fight somebody different, but besides the bloodline. But I thought we were gonna maybe get a Kevin turn. Thought Uncle Kevin might turn, Kyle, but so far he has not. They had a good match. They kind of shook hands afterwards. It was just fine. I mean, it was a good match, but kind of it takes it out for me when there's no way that Cody was going to lose. I was looking for maybe something happened during the match, maybe, but it was just okay to me.
I mean, well, we thought it would happen. Kevin's known to turn. Will he turn on Cody? Will it be because we kind of feel like this will be the WrestleMania match? Will it be Randy that turns on Cody? And does he turn on Kevin in the process, or do they do it together? But I think eventually we get Randy and Cody at Mania. So when does that? I think that one's going to happen soon. So does Kevin even turn, or does he keep? And the one thing I noticed in this match is they kind of played on kind of like they do with Ospreay and the Tiger Driver, is he kept getting kind of gun shy on doing certain things to Cody. He kind of hinted at his the power bomb he always did on the apron that he used to do to everybody. He hinted at that a couple times and didn't do it. And then Barrett called him out on it. And then he popped back at Barrett. And so he kind of got gun shy and, ended up costing the match because Cody finally hit all the crossroads and won. But it was a decent match of the show. I mean, maybe I don't know. There wasn't many great matches on this card. It was only 5 and it wasn't a great card. So I guess either this one or Orton and Gunther is just, I guess, take your pick. Probably Orton and Gunther was the best one on this one, but I mean, it's probably the second best one, but it wasn't. I mean, it would have been like the 10th at a normal, like WrestleMania or something. So, and there's no slot to Cody and Kevin. It's just we didn't care about this match.
Yeah, there wasn't any reason. It was just like, hey, you've been my friend, Kevin. Here, you can have this match. Like that was all there was. There was no heat. There was no anything to it. So maybe Kyle can defend Uncle Kevin here.
There's no defending of Uncle Kevin. He did the right thing. He didn't turn on Cody. He fought him like a man. Now here to Brandon's point though, there were multiple times in that match where he could have went after that knee that he teased on Friday, and he wouldn't do it. To where with anyone else, he would have just went after the knee and exploited the knee and maybe won the match. He didn't do that with Cody, because he cares about Cody and he doesn't. But now there was a slight moment though at the end of that match where I saw Uncle Kevin. I said, and I said it out loud with everybody. I said, please don't do it, Uncle Kevin. Don't do it, Uncle Kevin. And he didn't. And so I don't think he's turning. I think Randy's going to be the one that turns on Cody. When it happens, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it's got to happen soon. But I think Kevin, I don't know what Kevin does, though. Like, is Kevin just going to be stuck with Cody Rhodes battling the bloodline for however long Cody has to do this with the bloodline. Like, when can Kevin move on to something else? So I don't know. It was, like y'all said, it was a decent match. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but it wasn't bad. Like, you get these two in the ring, it's not going to be a bad match. It wasn't a bad match. It just, there's no heat. And what happens next? Like, there's no heat, and what happens next? Just kind of a throwaway match.
I was surprised that when they talked about it had been 7 years since Kevin Owens has held a singles title. It doesn't seem like that long. That's
Crazy, right?
Yeah. It's hard to believe he's been in the WWE for like 10 years or something. It seems like just the other day he was in NXT. You know, it just doesn't seem that long. I guess this time, goes by like that. But when they said that, I was like, wow, that's crazy. He's just hasn't had a title. I started thinking back. I was like, well, yeah, he's lost a lot of title matches, lately. But man, it would be nice to see him get a run. It's going to have to probably be a heel turn to get some kind of run with a title. Maybe it's an intercontinental or a U.S. title at some point. Maybe. I think there's plenty going on with this world title right now that he's probably not going to get it. But I'd like to see him do something. Maybe even have him run back to NXT and challenge somebody. I mean, they're doing that with some people just to kind of give him some new opponents.
Him against Obafemi? Sign me up.
Sign me up for that one. Kyle.
I mean, him against Ethan Page, I'd be for that too.
I'm excited that's one of my favorite things of tonight. I'm excited to hear what Kyle has to say about the NXT. He smiled. I'm ready
because he stopped texting to hear about the main event.
Yeah, he was like texting. He's like, oh, all of a sudden Kyle was quiet. I'm like, oh yeah, he's into it.
Well, I was into it, but I also didn't. I mean, I knew y'all were working. I didn't want to bother y'all at work with with a pay-per-view that y'all had already seen. So I was just trying to. Well, I just kept it to myself.
Well, I was working, but also while I was working, I was watching Rampage and Collisions.
Oh, that's Brandon's idea of working. Look at that. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm still like I use it. I use those two shows as background.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
It was. Well, yeah, I'm excited to talk about it though. It was better than this pay-per-view.
But we talked about Kevin 7 years ago, and I was actually there when he had it was the title match against Roman at Royal Rumble in 2017. It was the Jericho in a shark cage, and then he ended up losing to Goldberg. They did Goldberg Brock, but it's crazy that was 7 years ago. And then one thing I thought was interesting with this whole thing, like, even though there wasn't no story, but I thought every time they talked, Kevin made it a point because people brought up the turns, and he was like, "Yeah, I did all these, and all those people deserved it." But every time he said, "Except Kofi," I'm sorry, Kofi, and like he did that multiple times. So I don't know if they're going to go somewhere with that, but
what does that mean?
Well, because he's like he turned on Kofi, but he's saying like Sammy deserved it. And Jericho deserved it, and all them others, they deserved it. But he's saying Kofi, he really didn't. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, kind of. So I'm wondering if they'll keep playing on that, because I thought it was interesting they didn't do it just once. Like he said that about 3 or 4 different shows. So I'm interested. Yeah.
And this is kind of off topic, but you mentioned Kofi. Odyssey Jones is no longer with.
I thought we might talk about that before we got into this. Yeah, like that. But I mean,
that's. I don't know that I haven't read what happened. Yeah, I know he was fired, but that's all.
Well, it was alleged domestic violence.
There's allegations, yeah.
Yeah, alleged, yeah.
I hate that because that had a good angle going with Kofi, and I don't wonder what they had Kofi talking in the back with Adam Pearce on Raw. I don't know what they do now. They had that all built up, and he was going to be the new Big E basically, and that's out the window.
Also about and then. Also, Gunther kind of showed up there. Are they going to do Kofi and Gunther at Bad Blood or something?
Oh no,
I hope not.
Because Gunther showed up on that, and I thought it was kind of odd. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't know what to do. Like, I mean, you had all this stuff planned, and then you just got to fill in. Of course, then they had to. Then Kyle's boy gets COVID and gets taken out of the Intercontinental. Here's my theory on that, though. I think he gets back in. He gets out off of COVID. Braun gets the spot. Did he get? I don't know if did he get the spot? I don't know. I didn't see it well. And then he's going to attack Braun again and steal the spot back. That's my thinking, but that's just.
I don't think he's going to steal the spot back. but he's I think he cost Braun the shot. Like in the Fatal 4-Way, Bronson will come out and
I thought he
do
might just
something with
attack
Braun.
him beforehand and then take the spot back that was his. Somehow, I don't know. There's something with him. He's gonna. I think that's. They did a good. Having Braun Strowman fill that spot was a good move. I do like that. All right, next match, women's tag teams match. Man, I was surprised by this one. I mean, not that Bianca and Jade won. Just I didn't think. I thought we were gonna start getting teased for the split, but I guess they're gonna let them hold the belts for a little bit and then have a split later at some point. I mean, here's the deal with this, guys. What two women are you going to put on the roster that are legitimately can beat Jade and Bianca?
Well, I mean, Alpha Fire and Isla Dawn have already done it once.
They didn't beat them though. They didn't.
That's
pin.
true. That is true. Yeah.
They never got pinned for the titles. So now we can put it back on them. I mean, who's going to take it off of them? Unless they have another one of those matches with multiple people in it again.
Yeah.
I
did see, I don't want to see Charlotte in tag team, but it sounds like I saw her and Jimmy are soon to return probably this month. So, you could do, if you did Charlotte in a tag team, Charlotte and somebody against, against Jade and Bianca, that might could be believable, but
Becky Lynch returns. Oh.
No, she's not even under contract, so we'll see.
You never know.
But it didn't surprise me. I picked the other way just because I didn't want them to be the champions again. I don't think it's needed. I know we're way out from Mania from when they should face, but I didn't think it was needed. But I mean, I didn't really have much interest in this match. The one thing I thought was interesting is, even though they won, is Jade stole the show. This was she saved Bianca multiple times. She did it like it's basically she single-handedly won this match. Like Bianca was the one that kept getting in trouble. Jade kept saving her, and Jade just manhandled everybody and won this match. Will that be a point of dissension where Bianca finally gets fed up with Jade still in the spotlight? And so is that what kind of a couple months down the line, will that be what pushes Bianca over the edge? So
yeah, I mean it was the match was not worth it. It just I had no interest in it. It had no heat to me. Like I don't care about the women's tag titles. They're irrelevant. And that's why it doesn't matter that they have the titles. It doesn't matter if they lose the titles. Because like we've all said, we all know that a breakup's coming. The breakup's coming, and that's all we're waiting for. Like we're just waiting for that. So all this is just truthfully just pointless, wasting time to get to that point. So I'm not gonna spend time on it.
Could it be the Pure Fusion Collective takes it off of them? I mean, there's three of them. I mean, they could cheat to beat them and beat down every week. I don't know, something.
I heard this on another podcaster, the Pure Garbage Collective, and that's
it is better than what they originally were calling them.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, this match was fine and just whatever. There was a lot of these matches in this card. Let's see. The next match. The next match was my match of the night.
Drum Punk. Okay.
The Punk McIntyre match. I thought it was neat. I couldn't remember the last time I saw a strap match with the lights like that. That was kind of interesting.
I mean, that was the original, but like it just I just
and Kyle's theory almost came to fruition. I remember your
you
theory.
saw him do it.
Yes. So Punk, it was on his shoulders, and I was like,
yep.
Kyle called this, and then it didn't quite happen. I was like, oh well, that was close.
Almost though.
He had him on his shoulders because I'm pretty sure that's what you thought was going to happen. They were fighting for the deal at the end, but then neither one of them got to it. The turnbuckle. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, look at Kyle. He must have been rotting in the back there for him. But I like this match. They just keep finding ways to extend this feud, and I love every minute of it. Like Punk's now comes to Raw. He's excited now. He's got his bracelet back. He won. He's ready to challenge Gunther. And then lo and behold, Drew McIntyre's not done and sends him out, just beats the living crap out of him, lets him get to the back. I love this. I mean, it's now we're going to get what we thought probably at Bad Blood, that maybe a Hell in a Cell match or something to that extent, I think. But these two guys, I don't know if they legitimately don't like each other, but they act like it. Like you can't tell that they don't. I mean, this is a great story, and they've done an incredible job with this. This is the kind of heat I want to see a match. That's why I was interested in this match, because there was actually, I was into it. That's why it was my favorite match. Not that it was the best wrestling match, but there was a lot of brutality. The strap match is just different. It's kind of cool. They don't have it all the time. I like that. But this was definitely my favorite match of the pay-per-view card.
Oh, I enjoyed because it was Punk and Drew, and I enjoyed the story they told. But I don't like this kind of strap match. It's kind of pointless to me. Like, I know you said it's different, but I want to see a strap match where they're brutalizing each other, not playing tag. And so I'm not a fan of the format of the match. I get it's an interesting gimmick, but I'd like the story they told, and they kept on with the whole Punk had a chance to win and he didn't because he had to go get that bracelet back first and almost cost him, but he still won. And then on Monday, he no longer has that bracelet anymore. It's destroyed, and the girl who created it went on Twitter and let everybody know it. So she's coming after Drew now too. So, yeah, but it was an enjoyable match because of the story. But I'm just not a fan of this type of match. So
I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it, and I'm with Bret. I think it was maybe not the best wrestling match on the card, but it was the most entertaining match of the night, I think. Because like you said, the heat, it's hard to know, is it real or is it shoot or is it work? I don't know if they really don't like each other or if they're just really working well together.
Because McIntyre's been pissed at Punk ever since he showed his face, from the very first time he walked into the arena.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so then they're making money though, and they're doing business. But it feels like there's real hatred there, and that I love it. That's what makes these matches believable. And so as far as the strap match, I'm gonna be honest, maybe an unpopular opinion here. Not a huge fan of any gimmick matches. Ladder matches, not a huge fan because it's so unbelievable of them climbing the ladder. Strap matches like this, the strap fell off at one point of Punk's wrist. We're strapped together. If I really wanted to get away from you, I would just take the strap off. I put it on, I could just take it off. I don't know. I think sometimes, and I understand it's for the entertainment, I get it, but sometimes just give me a regular old or put a cage around it or something. Something where it's not.
We're getting there, Kyle.
So gimmicky. I know.
You're not gonna like that. That's a gimmicky match too, Kyle. So you don't want to see the Hell in a Cell match?
Hell in a Cell's fine. No, that's perfect for this kind of feud, especially after Monday. And I'm not gonna lie to you, on Raw, when Drew took the bracelet, I said it cannot be about this damn bracelet anymore. It has got to be past the bracelet. And then finally he ripped out. I said, okay, good. There we go. That's the moving forward. That's the progression. But I thought it was a good match. It was physical. It was there was heat behind it. I enjoyed it. It was the most entertaining thing on the card. In my
Punk
opinion.
has never lost a strap match. He is now 3-0.
So speaking of 3-0, the reverse. I don't know if y'all heard this, but Drew is now 0-3 at PLE matches in Europe.
Oh,
that was kind of surprising to me because they said it in his interest. He was 0-2, so he lost this one, and then also another thing is I thought it was funny that he lost in the match that was sponsored by his movie.
Oh, no. Oh man!
Hey, another
match is sponsored now.
Another fun fact about the strap match: the last strap match that WWE had was Drew McIntyre against Karrion Kross, and he lost that match as well. So
wow,
not good for Drew.
He lost to Karrion Kross. Wow,
I don't even remember that match. When was that? And what was it? Was it in NXT or was it?
No, it was on the main roster.
Okay.
Let me see.
Mm.
Let me see.
Man, that's
Because Drew did go to NXT for a little bit, so I thought, and
I think it was a.
That's
yeah,
one-
it was at Extreme Rules of 2022.
that's one of Kyle's favorite wrestlers too, Karrion Kross.
I mean, I loved him. I loved him in NXT. What they did with
Yeah.
NXT was hot. Like,
Yeah.
NXT was good.
You-
I don't know this one.
The thing is, like, he was good at NXT with Charlotte. They were good. Then you had the Razor and oh, what's the other one?
Akam.
Yeah, they were excellent in NXT as well. with
I've never been
Elgin.
a fan of them.
But they were good. They were over, like they were hot, and we put them together and they can't do anything with them.
And
I feel
Paul
like
Ellering's like 150. Like, he needs to go away.
I know, but like maybe he'd help if he was more. He doesn't even like he's not even a mouthpiece. He just kind of
He can't. He's old.
He's just why is he even there then? I thought he was there
Excellent
for
point.
a mouthpiece. I don't know. So next match, mixed tag match, Rhea and Damian Priest versus Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio.
The Terror Twins.
The Terror Twins, yes, the Terror Twins. I don't know. This was so predictable to me. Like, if you have Dominic and you have Damian on two different teams, like that's like having me on one team and my son on the other team. Like, he's just not in the same league. No offense to my little son, but he can't wrestle with me. Like, this wasn't even. The only way the match would be even is with the women in there, and there was some good wrestling in this, but you knew that Finn and Carlito and JD were all going to get involved, and they did. I mean, I kind of thought they might give it to Liv and Dominic just to kind of continue this, but they gave it to Rhea and Damian Priest, I guess, because they've been getting beat up so much over the last few months. It'll be interesting to see now. I think we're going to get, obviously, the challenge has already been made for Liv and Rhea. I don't know that they announced when. I'm assuming it's the next pay-per-view, but I don't know if they actually announced it. You guys, I didn't see all of Raw, so it might have gotten announced later, but I think they've agreed on it now.
Did you see the part where Rhea came back out with the crutch?
No, I have not seen
Okay.
I didn't even see who their partner was. I'm assuming it was Jey Uso, but I haven't seen it.
Yeet.
Yeah, I'm assuming I didn't see that part yet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil anything, but
No, it's okay. I kind of figured that was just because
Testator was great during that segment too. So
okay, good. Yeah, my son, I've been trying to watch it with him and my daughter, and so they've gone to sleep, and I've watched it 2 different nights, separate pieces of it, because they like to watch it with me. It gives me somebody to watch with, so I try to keep them where they know what's going on, so they get more excited. But yeah, I think that we're probably going to get Finn and Damian in some sort of match. I don't know what it is going to be, but I think it'll be good. They both can go in the ring, and I don't want to do another Hell in a Cell, but I need something where we're not going to get interruptions from everybody from the Judgment Day. I think that's kind of played out. I don't know how they'll do that match, but I guess we'll see. Unless they announced something last night. I didn't see anything.
I don't think they made an official announcement.
Okay. As far as this match goes, I mean, it was fine. It was another one. I mean, there's heat in this, but I don't know if I'm just getting tired of this. If there needs to be some kind of new piece injected into this feud or something, or it needs to go away, because I'm a little bit over it. The whole Dominic either feuds on his own team or against his dad every week, and I'm kind of over it. So we'll see how long this plays out. I think it's going to play out eventually with Rhea getting back her title. I just don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah, I thought the match itself was fun. I was waiting on Rhea to hit Dominic with the Riptide. I'm waiting for that. I mean, they're saving it for something, which means obviously this is not over. And I'm kind of with you, Brett. I'm kind of over it too. And I'm over Dom. One, because I'm jealous he's with Liv, and I'm jealous he was with Rhea to begin with. And then also his just whole, like, it's like you said, he either feuds with his dad or somebody within the Judgment Day, or like it's nothing new with Dom. Like this, it's the same old thing week in and week out. I don't know how much more they can do with this story. Like Damien's already gone through Carlito and JD McNuggets. Now he's got to wait for. Now he gets Finn, but I don't want to see Damien and Finn inside Hell in a Cell. I don't think that calls for it. Now,
Hey, what if it's this, Kyle? What if we finally get American Made out of the way and the Wyatt 6 goes after Judgment Day? It gives them something else to do. I mean,
yeah, it's something different.
It's interesting though, right? I mean, it's
yeah, it's different
because they kicked out Rhea and Damien, so they were not nice to their family. That's kind of what the theme that they've been kind of going after. Wyatt 6, like the groups that have been not nice to people that were in their family. That's kind of the same theme. Like, Gable kicked out his, Otis and those guys and got a new family, and Judgment Day's kind of done the same thing. At least it'd be a different story. I mean,
yeah,
have
I agree.
Nikki Cross can go at Live. I mean, that would be an interesting. You have the both of them have a woman in their group. I don't know, just something different.
I agree. That's different. But what I do think we're getting at Bad Blood is a Hell in a Cell match between Rhea and Liv. I think that's when we see Rhea and Liv is at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell, and I think Rhea gets her title back then. I mean, what are we doing all this for if it's not for Rhea to get the title back? And how much longer are we going to drag this out without Rhea having her title? So I think we see that at Bad Blood. We're not dragging this out to WrestleMania. It was a good match for what it was. I mean, I think all four people did good in the ring, and it was a decent match.
All right. World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton versus Gunther. Brandon said earlier, this was a great match. I mean, it's just one of those. It's kind of, I know why Randy got the shot. They gave us that, which I liked. It wasn't just a random. He didn't get pinned by Gunther when he won King of the Ring. I like the way they told us why he's getting this match all of a sudden. But I don't like it because it's not like they're not going to take the title off of Gunther anyway. But I guess maybe this is him getting put over. Randy raised his hand at the end. He, basically kind of almost passing the torch type deal, which was cool. I kept waiting for Randy to go ahead and RKO him right there in the ring, but didn't get that yet. Because like you said, I think there's a very good chance that Randy turns, even though I think he's really loving this face run because the crowd singing his song. I don't know that I've ever, in all his years of wrestling, I don't think, even when he was a face before, they haven't really sung his entrance music. I think you can see it.
A lot of these overseas crowds, but
yeah, but I mean, still.
Well, but he made the comment. He said, "Well, it only took y'all 25 years to do that."
Yeah. So I think he's really enjoying this run. We'll see how long it is. I think I like Randy as a heel. I think he's just a really good heel. The back and forth with him and Cena over the years was always, they could just tell stories back and forth all day long. And so I think that his face, I don't know what else he can do as a face. Like, I don't know what else is there for him. Maybe, I mean, don't want to put Randy and KO in a tag. I mean, there are a tag team, I guess. There are KO, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't know where he goes from here. It'll be interesting to see where they go with Gunther here. See who they build up to give a match to. Now, he's a heel, so what face do you guys think we see next?
For Gunther?
Yeah.
I've been trying to think about that too. I can't. I mean,
how long is Seth Rollins out?
Oh, I don't know. But when he comes back, he's coming after Bronson first. So
yeah, it's true.
So I don't know. I've been trying to think about that too. It's like, well, they hinted at Sammy the other night. So like they did a Sammy. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Bret. They did a Sammy Gunther segment, and Gunther turned him down, and then Sammy called him out about it, and kind of, hey, I'm the only one that can beat you. So that may be the next that may be the bad blood match. I don't know.
Hmm.
And then they had Gunther dropping on Kofi. I don't think they're going that direction, but I don't know why they did that. But I guess Sammy's next, but he's just got to buy time because I feel like Gunther will be who faces the Royal Rumble winner. So they just got to buy time to Mania somehow.
But we got to make it
know.
interesting, though. I've got
exactly, yeah.
Why do I care about? Gunther, he does good matches. Like, it's hard hitting, it's aggressive. I like his style, but like, it's just hard to care about his matches. Like,
at least him and Sammy have like a. I mean, that's what they're. I guess they're playing on
Yeah.
is they have that history of the Intercontinental now.
He's beat him before, so I guess it's I don't know.
I don't. I mean, I guess I think it is Sammy that's next, but I mean, I don't necessarily think they have to wrestle at Bad Blood. I don't think we necessarily have to see Gunther at Bad Blood.
I'm
maybe
fine
we
with
get
that.
maybe we get a championship match that's on Raw or something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm okay with that because, you know, with how Triple H is doing now, we're only getting probably 5 matches on that Bad Blood card. So those are going to have to be big time matches. I don't think we see tag match. The women's tag titles probably aren't on the line at Bad Blood. I know that's down the road, but I guess with Gunther, I don't know who's next. Like, I don't know. We got to figure out something to get him to. Does Cena come back at some point? And then we get Cena and Gunther?
Do you believe?
He is not going to Gunther, but I do believe.
I'm just saying, he said anywhere, anytime, any place to Triple H or to HBK when he left the other night.
Yeah, but I don't
know. So that would be a huge pop, though. It would be a huge pop.
It is because Punk kind of in his announcement there night too said he's going after the. So if he beats Drew in the blow off at Bad Blood, does he get to face Gunther at Survivor Series or eventually at Royal Rumble? Like, did he face Gunther?
If he can get Drew to leave him alone.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they could be feuding forever.
Bad Blood should be the blow off, but
yeah, I don't know. Overall, this card was missable. I mean, it was fine. If I hadn't seen this and I just caught up by seeing who won, I'd have probably been fine. But I mean, it was me and my son watched it. It was fun. I mean, it just
if you missed it, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah. The one that you didn't need to miss, which I'm glad Kyle didn't miss, was NXT No Mercy. Kyle, you're not an NXT guy normally. Me and Brandon talked you into watching this. Tell us how right we were. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think I'm going to make it weekly television because I just don't have the time to get the weekly television of it in. But I will say, these PLEs, I'll watch those to keep up with it. It was very entertaining from the opening match to the end of the card. It was entertaining throughout. With Bash in Berlin, towards the end, going to be completely honest with you, my old eyes were getting heavy. I was dozing off in that Randy and Gunther match. I'm not going to lie to you. But with No Mercy, I was fully invested. I was into it the entire time. I think the weakest match was the Kalani and Wendy Chu match. And that's not to say it was a bad match. It was just the weakest on that card. The Ridge Holland turning on Chase U surprised me just because I haven't kept up with the storyline, so it caught me off guard. I think the way they involved Trick as the special referee in the main event was how I wish they would have involved Seth Rollins in the CM Punk and Drew thing. They didn't make him the main focus of it like Seth did, and I liked that part of it. I thought it was a great show. I told y'all this the other day that I much preferred that over Bash in Berlin. It was entertaining to watch. The wrestling was better. It was just more fun. It was a more enjoyable experience for sure.
Yeah, and even like the Roxanne Jada Parker match was good, and then we get Julia, like she's there now. Like that was, and then the Trick thing. I actually thought there would be. I thought Pete Dunne was going to mess with him during the match, and he actually waited to after. So I like that they waited to after the match there, and there was a little bit of shenanigans there with Trick going out, and then another referee coming in, and then Trick finally coming back in and like stopping the ref from counting. But
how come we get refs knocked out in every single match that Roman Reigns or those people are in. And it takes another official 25 minutes to get to the ring.
I've never seen one comes up so fast.
Trick, who is a wrestler who takes bumps, gets knocked off and acts like he is Dean Malenko or something, just laying down on the ground like he's knocked out. And we get another official instantaneous.
Man, Shawn Michaels is on top of it. You know, he was on top of that. Got that referee in there quick.
That caught me too when I saw it. I was like, why is Trick acting like he just got RKO'd or something? He just got bumped out of the ring. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And Wesley and Zach Wentz was a good one too.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised by the result there, Brandon. Didn't expect the TNA wrestler to beat the WWE superstar.
They're coming. I mean, they're in a tag title match next week now. So,
yeah. Well, and here's the deal: like, NXT is so deep, and Kyle, he got to see the top of the
especially the women's division.
Like, it's just ridiculous. Here's what I think. I think Roxanne Perez, her stay in NXT is coming to an end. I think when she loses, I think she's going to lose to Julia. I think they're going to put Julia over, and Perez is going to move up to the main roster. I'm excited. I think she's going to translate well. She's got a great character, a great gimmick, and she can go in the ring. So I'm excited to see. I think they're going to need the women's division on the main card is not as strong as the NXT overall. I think they're going to start getting some of those wrestlers that are toward the top and start kind of shifting those up to the main roster. I think because you've lost. I mean, Charlotte's coming back, but you've lost. Like, Becky Lynch is not there. I mean, Bianca is not the Bianca of old. Bayley's not either. Like, you've got Nia Jax as your champion right now. I know Tiffy time is coming, and that'll be a nice little boost. It's coming, Kyle. Tiffy time's coming. I thought it was coming the other night. You know, she.
I like how they did that.
Yeah, but that's going to be the new. I think there's going to be a new women's. I don't want to say new women's revolution because that's kind of what they did in the previous. There's a new wave of women, and they can all go. You got gymnasts and athletes that can do crazy stuff, like they're just athletic. Y'all saw Parker; she can go in the ring. I thought she's got some skill. They showed, and I didn't realize. I knew she was a college athlete, but played soccer. That's interesting. Yeah. They're getting them from all different sports. I think that's really cool what they're doing. I like Sol Rocco right now. Ruka. I like her. She's got the soul snatcher is a great finishing move. I think she gets a push at some point. They just got so many women down there. Connie Jordan. I think that match, Kyle, was a testament to those styles didn't go well together.
It just wasn't. Kalani, I could tell that was my first time seeing Kalani in the ring. It was my first time seeing the new Wendy Chu. That I told you I like the old Wendy Chu, the sleepy time with the cool entrance theme. But so this is my first time seeing her. I think you said, I don't think they meshed very well together. It just seemed like there was something that was missing, but I could tell that Kalani is very athletic. She looks good in the ring. She knows what she's doing. I just think they didn't mesh well.
Well, and she was kind of out of place. Brandon, you may agree with me. They've got a lot of athletic women that do like high paced, it's almost like if you're on a team that does a run and gun, like their style is like, and that was not the style that Chu did. I think that's why it didn't really work well. But they've got some women that can go in the ring. And so I think that's the style that I'm used to seeing. I was kind of disappointed in the match just because the story was good. She kind of been stalking her for, months. The story behind it was good. I just was just a little disappointed in the match. It just didn't. They missed some spots. There were some mess ups. I don't know if y'all noticed it. There was a couple of times where they botched some spots. And that's things you clean up. They're I know as far as Connie Jordan, she hasn't been wrestling very long. But I like what they've got going.
What's the deal with Tatum Paxley? She came out after the match. What's the deal with her?
Her and Wendy Chu have been kind of going at it.
Oh, okay.
Tatum Paxley likes belts, but now her and Wendy Chu and apparently I think her and Lyra are going to team up against Wendy Chu and Rosemary next week.
Interesting.
Okay, Bird Girl, Lyra.
And I like what NXT is also doing with TNA. I think they even brought in the X Division belt.
Well, and then they announced for CW next week, or not next week, but the first CW night, Jordan Grace is going to defend her TNA title on NXT.
On NXT,
I think it's just smart. Like, you've got two companies. Why not work together like this? This would have
Who
never
from NXT has gone to TNA though?
They must overcome.
Tatum Paxley had a match on a pay-per-view there, and then I feel like someone went recently, but they've had a couple crossovers.
I mean, it just does good for both brands. I mean, honestly, it was. I think it was cool that they had the NXT, the TNA X Division Championship. He just won that, and then he brought it on to the pay-per-view. I thought that was a good advertisement move for TNA.
Zach Wentz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was wondering what belt he had. So
yeah, there was the X Division Championship. So, I mean, I like that, and I imagine, as much as we've talked about Joe Hendry and how popular, I was interested to see in a big stadium how it would look, and they were all in on him. Like the whole stadium was waving their hands from side to side. It was good. So I imagine when his contract's up, he gets a WWE contract.
Yeah, so I don't know how long he has on his contract, but regardless, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and that pop's going to be awesome.
Ooh, man.
That was my first time seeing Joe Hendry wrestle too, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I think I remember seeing Ethan Page in AEW, so I knew what Ethan could bring, but I wasn't sure what Joe could do, and I was impressed.
I always wish AEW did more with Ethan Page. They didn't. He's got. I like him. Like I really like what they're doing with him in NXT too. I like his brashness and
no, Brandon. It's NX Me, Me, not NXT.
I thought it was three great entrance songs for that match. I mean, you got "Whoop That Trick," "I Believe in Joe Hendry," and then just the ego. Like, I mean, it was good. It was great.
Yeah, the presentation was excellent. I've tried to get NXT in now because it's a fun watch. The stories are great. And so I just really enjoy it. I mean, it's always got something, and there's so many wrestlers. I think we mentioned it before, Brendan, that you don't have to put everybody on every week. You may have, because they've just got so many, but they intertwine the stories and they leave you hanging a little bit. So you got to keep coming back for more.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. But overall, I think that was I guess a unanimous decision that the NXT No Mercy card was the winner. I like how they're bringing back the old pay-per-view names. So did y'all see Halloween Havoc is the next one for NXT? So they're bringing some of those old names back.
They started doing that. I mean, they did that like because they did In Your House like several years ago. Like they started doing that even when like Bailey and Samoa Joe and them were there.
But they've kind of done it more now. Even
they're doing it more, yeah. Great American Bash, Bash is the Beat, yeah. No, they're definitely, yeah.
I like that just because it's something familiar. You recognize that as a big deal. So it'll be interesting to see where they go next. I'm excited for that one. I think it's is it on Halloween or it's close to the end of the month of October? I think. I don't remember exactly. They flashed it up and I haven't watched Tuesday. I'm sure they'll be.
It is
pumping it
Sunday, October 27th.
Okay, so it's close to Halloween.
Yeah, so, it's that Sunday right before. It's at the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Wow, a Giant Center in Pennsylvania. That's interesting.
Yeah. Hey, Hershey, Pennsylvania for Halloween. You get Hershey candy. I mean, I think that's a match made in heaven right there.
I have
somebody's getting chocolate dropped on them.
Milk chocolate on a pole match or something. I don't know.
Some kind of like candy trick or treat street fight with Hershey's everywhere.
With Hershey's,
yes. All right, let's talk AEW now, guys. All right, so we just had a pay-per-view. Seems like yesterday, and we're going to turn around and have another one now. I don't know how much of this card has been completed as of us talking, so I'm bringing up the card as we speak. Anybody have any idea how many matches that they have seen?
As of this morning, I have 6.
27.
It looks 27.
Kyle said 27.
Okay, I see 6 official, and then I see 6 they think will add.
Yeah, I've got 6 that I see on this that I found here.
Yeah, the 6 I see are Danielson, Jack Perry, Swerve, Hangman, Osprey, Pac, Mercedes, Sheeta, Willow, and Statlander, and then MJF to Garcia. Is that the 6 you see?
Yeah, that's already. I'm sold on some of these already just by going through here.
Kyle, you said you saw a 7th one, or
No, I was just joking and said they had 27.
oh,
He said
27.
But then y'all
matches.
said there's 6 confirmed, which I was like, okay, cool. And then you said, and 6 that could be. Why? Why do we have to have so many matches?
Hey, don't forget we have probably 3 on the 0 hour.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Here's the 6 they said that would make sense if they added, and I think they'll definitely add this one: FTR versus the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Okay.
Because they've been teasing that. Okada versus Claudio. I mean, I don't know why, but if they give me that, I mean, I'm for it.
Okay.
Hook versus Roderick Strong for the FTW Championship. I don't know. I hadn't watched tonight yet, so I don't know if there's a story there or not. And then Saraya versus Jamie Hayter. I mean, they teased that last time. And then Ricochet versus Takeshita. I also don't know the story there. I know he faced Kyle Fletcher, but hey, that probably be a fun match. And then and this is the one because he did tease this last week, but I don't know if they're going to do that this quick. But John Moxley and Darby Allin.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about Moxley.
Moxley comes out last week, so I was all in. I got to see the pay-per-view. It was incredible, great matches. I'm like, yes. So I watched last Wednesday, after we had our show, and first round of the box, Moxley comes out. His music is different, so already I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was. They said that was his New Japan music. Obviously, I'd have never watched him in New Japan. He comes out in all black and just talks kind of, I don't know, cryptic. And I got this flashback when Scott Hall showed up. I got this outsider, like invasion type angle feeling. And when Marina Shafir shows up with him later and they destroy someone in the back, like just destroy someone. What do you guys think about this? I feel like it's some kind of new group that's going to maybe invade. Now, my first thought when I was thinking, I was like, okay, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
We talked about Shane McMahon.
I think that's 99.9%.
Is Shane McMahon invading? Are they going to take old WWE wrestlers and they're going to form a group and they're going to invade AEW? Are we getting that angle again?
I don't know if that's the angle that all WWE wrestlers, but I mean, they have
there's enough of them in the company right now.
Yeah. Well,
that some kind of group could be.
I mean, it'd be too many. Like that group would definitely invade because they've all been in WWE.
But here's the deal: it's been how many years since we've had that happen? What, 25, 30 years? I'm in for another angle like that. I think it's great
if they do it right.
Yes, they have to do it right. And
but I think.
Do we trust TK to do it right?
If they let Shane have some say, I feel like that
I trust Shane and Moxley.
Yeah, I feel like that he's had enough good influence, and his ideas were anti-Vince. That's why they didn't get along, right? So I feel like that if they do it right, this could be huge. That's my first thought that went to. I'm like, wait a second, Shane. They have rumors that Shane's talking to Tony Khan. So it'll be interesting to see tonight if we start. How long are they going to drag it out?
Are you watching tonight, Kyle?
Yes.
Anything interesting happen? I mean, I don't spoilers, but has anything interesting happened? Because it's almost over.
I don't know because I've had it on, but I've had it muted this entire time. So I've seen Moxley, I've seen Marina Shafir, I've seen them backstage, and I saw them talking to the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, but I don't know what was said.
Okay, I'm gonna watch in the morning. So
yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. It's got me intrigued. It's something that's like, okay, where are they going with this? I like the story. Now, we've talked about how good the wrestling's been at AEW, but some of the stories has kind of been a little interesting. Now, these matches that we have confirmed, we'll talk about those first. And then we can, off the air, once those other matches are confirmed, we can pick the other ones, and we'll talk about those next week when we review. But let's talk about the ones that are on the card. MJF, Daniel Garcia. I'm in for this match. This was a great job by AEW transitioning, going from a 2-week between pay-per-views. You have Garcia come out, distract MJF after he took him out. So there's already built-in heat, and now it's even bigger heat. Daniel Garcia distracted MJF after he was taken out. So now I'm in for this match. This should be a brutal match. They both can go in the ring. I don't know how, if we extend, if it's just this one-off. I hope it's more. I hope it's more than this. Hope they feud for a little bit, because I think this could be a really good feud, guys.
Yeah, I think so too. And so this company, they send us these odds for different things, like first coach fired and different things like that. Well, today they sent their AEW odds, and so I happened to open them just now, and this is one of the smallest on the card, but I'm picking MJF, but he's also a minus 1,000 favorite, and he's actually like the smallest favorite on the card. There's some big time spreads. There's some big spreads on this.
I didn't say either, but I am taking MJF. I just think the feud does last longer, so I think he does something shenanigan-y to extend this feud.
And then Garcia gets another. Yeah. I think so too. And I'm looking forward to this one because they've told a story, not a long story, but like MJF took him out, and because MJF teased that they would face it All In, and then took him out and said, "Oh, I'm not facing you, you bum." And so then Garcia comes in and cost them at All In, and now they're facing it All Out. So I like the little story they've told to get to this, and I think it'll be a fun match. I'm a big Garcia guy, but I see the value in him. But him and MJF, I think, will put on a good match. And I don't know if this will start the show or what, but I think it'll be a good match whenever it lands.
Yeah, I like Danny Garcia. I think he's intense in the ring. You could take him serious. Like
he's great. I'm just not a huge fan, but I do like his little dance.
Yeah. I like Danny, but MJF is not losing back-to-back pay-per-views. Like, that's just not happening. So I'm taking MJF to win, but I don't think it's a one-off. I think we have multiple matches between these two, and I think they're going to be vicious. I think MJF's going to be a jerk, and Danny's going to be that guy that he's going to show his youth by getting himself into situations that he probably shouldn't be put in, but he's going to fight like heck while he's in there, but and make it believable. But I'm taking MJF.
All right,
because he's better than you, and you know it.
Chicago Street Fight: Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. I think this could be interesting. With it being a street fight, I feel like there's going to be some shenanigans here. We're going to have some extracurricular interference in this match. I think some Stokely Hathaway somewhere in this match is going to get involved. I don't know if this ends this. I think this is not quite over. This is going to be continuing. I think Statlander gets the win with some kind of, she does some kind of either Stokely helps her or does something. I guess everything's legal in this match, but she does something outrageously illegal and is able to get the win. With it being an ODQ match, I think it favors her since she is the heel. So I'm going to take Statlander. Yeah,
I think Statlander wins this too because, Willow, they got the tag win at All In. So I think Statlander gets the one-on-one, the singles win here in a Chicago Street Fight. Like you said, there's going to be definitely I think it'll be okay. It's going we'll see if we get any blood in this match. And because I don't know if we've ever seen Willow bleed. That'd be kind of interesting. And but this is tied with MJF for the smallest spread, and Statlander's a minus 1,000 favorite here too. So,
wow, okay,
yeah, I'm gonna take Stat. I like Willow, but I like Stat more. I haven't kept up with this feud too much because I think they've been feuding more on Collision than Dynamite. I haven't seen them on Dynamite as much, and I don't watch Collision, so I haven't been keeping up with the feud. But a Chicago Street Fight no rules. Stokely's going to get involved some way. I'm going to give it to Stat.
All right.
But Willow will probably have help if needed from like Orange Cassidy, Colorado, the conglomeration people that she's been hanging out with on Wednesday. So they could even the odds, but I'm still going to give it to Stat.
So it's going to be an all-out brawl with like everyone in the back.
Of course.
And just bring them
It's
all
AEW.
in. Just bring it. And you got to have everybody on the card, right? That's the way. That's the way.
Yeah, they're going all out.
Steel cage match: Swerve, Strickland, and Hangman Adam Page. I'm kind of going to go with theory. Kyle used the other one. I don't think Swerve loses 2 in a row. Hangman's not going to have any help. Swerve's in steel cage. I think Swerve gets the win here over Hangman.
I'm gonna go Swerve too. I'm gonna let Kyle give his pick before I give the odds, but I'm gonna go with Swerve here, and same thing. I don't think Swerve loses 2 in a row. I don't think he should, but what they're doing with Hangman too, you never know. I got kind of sick of this. I thought it had ended, but now they're back to it, and I thought if they ever got back to it, it'd be for the title, but Swerve lost his title, so they're going back to it, and eventually, hopefully, it's done. It's been good, but it's just, it's been going for so long now, and but I think Swerve wins this one, and so Kyle's up.
I don't know on this one. I'm torn. Like, I want Swerve to win, and I think Swerve will win, but I can also see them going a route where they give Hangman the win, because Swerve has had all the success here recently. Hangman hasn't. Hangman's been the one that's been interrupting Swerve and showing up in his matches. So I'm picking Swerve. What are the odds, Brandon?
Hangman is a minus 1,200 favorite.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Swerve is plus 575.
That's what I'm saying. I think they might take. I could see TK giving this win to Hangman, and then that's
I don't want it, but I think, I'm still gonna pick Swerve because I want it to happen.
Yeah.
I want Swerve to win, so I'm going with Swerve. But I want it on record that if Hangman wins, I saw this coming.
Same here, but yeah.
Wow, it sounds like you're doing a Brandon where you want to change your pick.
I'm not changing my pick. I'm taking Swerve.
Brandon's
let it be known that
he wants both sides.
Yeah, Brandon's going to text me later like, "Hey, I'm changing my pick here."
I'm not changing this one.
5 minutes till the match starts.
This one's tough, man. It is. I can't see Swerve losing. This one's going to be
bloody. This one's going to be it's going to be a really good.
It's going to be what we wish we could see with Drew and CM Punk in WWE. Like, AEW is going to give us that with Swerve and Hangman.
A little blood on Monday night, though.
Yeah. But is it real blood or is it a blood pack?
Hey, hearing about how many months till Netflix will be.
The blood we got there, not was what's her face? Kyrie, man. She was.
Oh, yeah. She got beat up, too.
Next up. This one's going to be a good one. Will Ospreay and Pac. Man, I'm going with Ospreay. I think he's going to keep the title. Obviously, just got it, but I think this could steal the show. Obviously, Ospreay always steals the show, but these two guys are incredible in the ring. Man, I thought we might get at first Ospreay, Pac, and Ricochet in a triple threat at first. Whenever he came out. Man, I think this match is going to be really good. I think this is where I think Ospreay will show how good he is, and Pac will try to match it. You put those two down. It's just a sign me up. Just with those two guys in any match, but now you put them in the same match. So, but I'm definitely going with Ospreay here.
Ospreay. I think this one's gonna be fine. No matter where this is on the card, I'm gonna be locked in. This is one to put the phone down and just.
You don't want to be after this match, Brandon.
Yeah, they'll probably put the next one we're gonna talk about after this match, and I feel bad because they'll probably put Monet and Sheeta behind this, and Monet's getting shafted there with those getting behind these bangers.
She's gonna be behind Osprey in every card. She's gonna
She's gonna be like, hey, this can't happen no more. But this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be one. Hey, I'm putting everything down. I'll be locked in. I'll probably have some football on a small screen down there, but I'm gonna be zoomed in on this match because it's gonna be this is gonna be a fun one, and Osprey will win. And this is the odds say the same, minus 10,000.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Well, all three of the final three matches are that way. The favorite is minus 10,000.
That's crazy. Not giving anything away, but I will tell you that you get a little appetizer of Osprey and Pac tonight on Dynamite. But they're not in it. It's not a singles match, so it's not one of those Vince McMahon things where they do the match right before the pay-per-view. But there's a little appetizer. But as far as this match at the pay-per-view, I think that, like you said, Brandon, this is one of those where I don't care what's going on for the next 30 minutes. I'm locked in. And I hope it is like a 25, 30-minute match. But I am locked in to – and here's the other thing. So we're back in America, right? So we're in Chicago, so there's no curfew. So this thing could run till midnight. We ain't got no curfew that they got to shut this thing off by 10 o'clock.
Hey, you're going to jinx it, Kyle, with those 27 matches.
Well, good thing they moved to Saturday and not – good thing it's not Sunday night.
Right, exactly. But no, I think this is going to be a phenomenal match. It's without knowing anything else, match of the night already. I'm calling it now that this will be the match of the night that we're all talking about next week.
Way to go out on a limb, Kyle.
I'm really putting some skin in the game in this one. But I think that if you really
go out on a limb, you would take the underdog in any of these last three matches.
Definitely not this one. Give me Will Ospreay, bruv.
TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné, Sheeta. Give me Mercedes Moné. I'm not looking forward to this one. I think I'm looking forward to where they're going to go with Mercedes, but so far I haven't been really into any feud she's had. So I'm hoping that we get one eventually that's got some heat behind it and that, hopefully showcases herself in the ring like the old Sasha Banks. I'm afraid we're not going to get it, but I'm still hopeful.
Yeah, I don't care about this one. Mercedes wins.
Man, I love it, Brandon. I'm with you though. I could not care less about this match. You said, Bret, that you're interested to see what they do with Mercedes going. I don't care. I don't care.
I said I was hopeful.
I'm done with her. I was a huge Sasha Banks fan. Like the biggest Sasha Banks fan. Loved Sasha in WWE. I don't know who this Mercedes Moné is in AEW. She don't have the same heat. She don't have the same swagger to her. She don't have the same energy in the ring. I'm done with it. I'm over it. I don't care to see her in the ring anymore. Like I just don't. I've lost all interest in Mercedes. I'm done with it. I don't care anymore. But she'll win the match.
All right. Main event, Bryan Danielson, Jack Perry. I'm not sure why we're having this match other than Jack Perry's in the Elite. Bryan Danielson wins. I have the same that y'all had in the last match. I don't care about this match. Like maybe it's a Danielson check off the list. He wants to face Jack Perry, whatever. But there's no he already has a belt. Why is he going after another one? We know he's not beating Danielson here. Danielson's winning. Let's move on.
You think Jack Perry's one of Bryan Danielson's dream matches?
I don't know. I don't understand any other reason why minus he's in other than he's in the Elite that he's getting this match.
I think that's the reason, or just they didn't really have nothing planned. I don't know. Maybe Danielson wasn't supposed to win.
Bryan Danielson. What about McGuinness? Nigel McGuinness.
Well, that'll be at Wrestle Dream probably, or
why not right now? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Danielson wasn't supposed to win the other night, and
I don't know.
I heard a report that they had that planned out since April, so they knew that he was. So here's to y'all's point. This is the next step you had planned out. Danielson's going to win the title, and his next match will be against Jack Perry. Why? For what?
I was not expecting last week for a Dynamite to end with Jack Perry holding the title up high over Bret.
I think it's got to be a bridge match to something bigger, because All Out.
Why do you bury your TNT champion though? Like, he doesn't have any. There's all these wrestlers that he could be feuding with. Why is he going over and facing Danielson when we know he doesn't have a chance? No chance.
Will there be a finish?
Elite wants all the gold.
Yeah, will there even be a finish? Like, well,
I don't know.
Will someone come out and end it to set up the next?
Is this the main event, or is Swerve and Hangman main event?
I mean, I guess we won't really know. They give
me Ospreay and Pac as the main event.
I think you should, because nothing can follow it. But if you put Danielson in the main event because he's the champion, well then, if you don't finish that, then what are we doing? We have a main event on a pay-per-view that's a no finish and no contest.
Well, it depends who comes out and ends it. Like, who comes out and attacks Danielson?
Who would, though?
I don't know.
Nigel?
Oh, now, before I say this, nothing has been spoiled on TV. But what if Moxley was talking to the Young Bucks earlier? Moxley comes out at the end of the match and turns on Danielson.
And Moxley.
Now, I don't know what was said.
Sign me up.
So now you're talking about Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon runs the Elite, and he's going to add Moxley, and there'd be one big group.
No, I think Moxley turns on Danielson, and then you got maybe Claudio and Wheeler stay on Danielson's side, and then you got Moxley and whoever Shane O'Mac and them want to bring in. That's for a new faction.
Okay. So you have Danielson and Moxley feud. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm up for that.
And maybe this is a bridge to get to that, because now it involves the Elite with maybe. Well, I'm gonna give TK credit. Maybe he's thinking 10 moves ahead.
I hope
maybe
so.
He knew.
Because at the point right now, I don't care about this match. Now you've got me intrigued on what's going to happen. So,
I will say I care more about this match than the women's match, only because I know Danielson can absolutely go in the ring, and I know it's going to be a good wrestling match, and he'll tell a good story. Like, it'll be physical. It'll be with the Mercedes and Sheeta match. That's a bathroom break. Like, at least Danielson and Jack Perry's not a bathroom break.
Is it a go home match?
If I wasn't watching it at home already, it would be a go home match.
Oh man. Well, I mean, what were the other matches, Brandon? You said that earlier. We can talk about the possibility of them, I guess.
Well, we don't know if they're gonna happen. I just.
What did you say? You said there was one that you were pretty sure about. What was it? Which one?
The FTR and Grizzled Young Veterans.
Okay. FTR that's not wrestling the Young Bucks. Hey, I'm in. I mean, I like FTR.
Because we thought they would run back FTR and the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I'm okay with that match, because again, I like watching FTR, and it's somebody different. That's actually a tag team. It's not the Young Bucks, so I'm definitely okay with that.
I would be okay with that. I just want to see GYV in the ring, so I think having them back would be awesome. But yeah, that would be good.
All right. I think this is going to be what we've got that we've confirmed right now. It's going to be a solid card. It already looks better than what Bash and Berlin did this past weekend. So, just with the actual wrestling.
But they should spread this out way more, because it's such a big drop off from All In. And same thing they did last year. Last year they did a week after. Now they did 2 weeks. You got to give some more breathing room. Next year, I guess they will give more breathing room. Except next year, you'll have Forbidden Door at the All In slot, so it's still going to be like a couple weeks apart. But
here's the deal too, Brandon. If they wouldn't have had 25 matches, like Kyle said, at All In, they could have saved a few of those for All Out.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, how many matches were on the card? 12, something like that.
Yeah.
I think before
it was 11. 11 on the main card, I think, and then 3 or 4 on the pre. Yeah.
So you could just take a couple of those off and move them, and then you have a more balanced card.
Yeah.
I'm going to rant about this every week that we do this, and then I'm watching Dynamite. It is 9:00.
There's still another
It is,
segment.
it is 9 p.m. and they are just now doing the contract signing between Hangman and Swerve. It is 9 o'clock.
Hey, it's a good thing you're watching it live. We
So
know
maybe that is the main event.
it better be at this point.
No, I'm talking about
Cage.
I'm talking about for Saturday because
Because if they're doing
if they're doing a contract sign to end this show.
Yeah. I'm excited for All In next year, though.
You say it isn't a steel cage? Yeah, it is steel cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year's All In. We're gonna be all in, right?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully, well, I'm excited right now. We'll wait till the card comes out to see how excited I am.
Hey, if it's anywhere near like the card they had this year for All In,
Sign me up.
Sign me up. But
I just hope Ospreay wrestles. I just want to see Ospreay in person. That's it.
yeah, I want to see him fly like right in front of us.
Hey, we got some football breaking news.
Oh, football breaking news. Okay.
High school football. Bakewell and Joaquin will now play Thursday because of official shortage.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'll have to go. There's an app that has all that information. I need to go and change that so everyone can know.
Yeah, you need to go fix it.
Yeah, I can do that actually. There's a pretty good one. Man, you guys are going to be busy this week. See, me and Kyle are going to be. You going anywhere tomorrow, Brendan?
No.
Yeah, me and Kyle are going to be in Price, Texas, with no cell phone service. Kyle's going to be up trying to steal internet in the press box.
I had service.
Wait a second. There's no service out there?
It's
in Henderson?
Well, it's in
Henderson.
In Carlisle, man. It's very shady.
But I had it. AT&T gets decent out there. I had it when I did the Carlisle Alto game a few years ago.
Well, I know we've driven through there before, and it's not great. So they have internet in the press box though, so it's good. We'll share with you, Kyle, if you need something.
Well, I don't know. I'll be going back to the station to cut the highlights where there's internet.
Okay.
But
okay.
I just figured that they would.
I didn't know if you're going to try to, be like Brandon and live tweet. You might have some problems.
No. No, I'll be just shooting some highlights and going back and cutting them. But I had no idea. This is my first time going to Carlisle. I've never been there.
Yeah, I've never been to the stadium. I've driven through there. So, any final thoughts wrestling wise before we sign off for the evening, guys?
I guess I'll watch Dynamite tomorrow and then SmackDown Friday, and we'll see where we go from here.
Got to get them all in there, all in. Oh wait, no, it's all out. Got to get them all out.
Oh, we'll talk to you again next Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday.
Is that 5 weeks in a row?
This is 3. Next week's our 4th week in a row. Then we'll have a couple of weeks off before the next pay.
No, I think this is this not the 4th?
No, this is week 3 in a row. We had
yeah.
We previewed, then we reviewed, then we reviewed again, or previewed. Yeah, something like that. And so next week we'll only have All Out to talk about. Hopefully it'll be a good card, and we'll have great things.
They won't have anything for a while because WWE didn't have anything till Bad Blood, and then AEW probably won't do that until almost December.
You say a while, but then it'll be a few weeks. We'll get a couple.
Listen, if I'm being honest, I'm ready for a break. I would rather. I've enjoyed the wrestling. Don't get me wrong, but it's football season, dadgummit. I want to sit at home on Saturday night and watch football. I don't want to have to worry about watching a pay-per-view. I want to just sit back, relax, and watch some football. That's all I want to do.
Luckily, like I'll have football on too on Saturday night. I'll have the pay-per-view on the big screen and football on the secondary.
You need multiple TVs.
All that.
But luckily, the big one on Saturday is at 11 a.m.
It's true.
And then, but let's see. At least they moved all out to Saturday and then Sunday we can just sit back and watch NFL all day.
And Friday night in the booth in Pine Tree, I will have my MacBook up and have Peacock on, so I can watch my
Sao Paulo Eagles.
Shine Tree. You going to Shine Tree, Texas?
Yeah, buddy. Shine Tree. Van.
Oh yeah, that'll be a banger.
Pine Tree Van should be a very good one. I'm excited
Van.
for it. Already got credentialed up at Pine Tree. We're good to go.
I'm headed to Professor Country. I'm headed to the DFW area. I'm headed to Frisco.
Like legit DFW?
Frisco.
Oh, Frisco. Okay, yeah.
What are you going to Frisco for?
The Brook Hill God, Brandon.
Who are they playing? Legacy Christian or
Frisco Legacy.
Legacy Christian? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, me and my cousin Jason is gonna be on the call. We'll be traveling to Frisco.
Okay.
So I've got 2 games this week. You know, Jaren's making his NetSN play-by-play debut. He joined us last week, so he's going to be on the controls Thursday. I'm just going to be there to kind of give him a little extra assistance if anything comes up. So, and Kyle's going to be there. We'll have a big party going on over there in Carlisle. So
I was
Come join,
I was gonna do that game when we drew games at the start of the year, but I think our Henderson person is doing it.
that makes sense. It's close to Henderson. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Make sure you tune in next week. Just episode 34 is next week, guys. That's crazy that we've done this many already. We're almost halfway to 100. I mean, that's getting close.
Hey, maybe the 100. Well, we'd have to speed it up. Say maybe the 100th episode would be at All in Texas, but that'd be a huge. They ain't no way that's gonna happen.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe 50.
That might be 50. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe one of these days we can get the guys off the IR. We got Swaggy and the professor and the coach all on the IR. I don't know where they've been lately. Just
there's other people that do this podcast.
Yeah, I know it's been a while, right?
Oh.
Yeah, but the OGs are here, so you know, maybe one of these days they'll decide to join us. I know this is a busy time. I'm just glad we're able to make a little time this last year. I don't think we did a whole lot during football season. It's good to talk. I know you talked about football, but for me, it's a good place to talk something other than football a little bit sometimes. I mean, it's a nice break from the day-to-day grind of football.
We also have to say, like, at this time last year, wrestling wasn't as hot, especially in from September to December last year. Wrestling wasn't as hot as it is right now, and it may fizzle off a little bit here coming up too. But it's been a lot hotter this year than it was last year.
I don't know though, because the tribal chief, the OTC, be back real soon. So I think it's gonna. I don't know about fizzling off right now. I think it's going to be.
Yeah, but I don't, man. Are we going to get him in solo at Bad Blood? Because I don't know if he's going to be there quick enough, but we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping we got some guys to return back too. I mean, when's Paul Heyman going to come back? When's Jimmy Uso going to come back? You know.
Yeah, it's something that Jimmy and Charlotte should be coming this month. So.
Yeah, so we'll see how that it turns out, but. That's going to do it for tonight's episode of Off the Ropes, episode 33. Thanks for tuning in. For Dirt Sheet Brandon, the Big Goose Kyle Owens, I'm Mr. NetSN Bret Switty signing off. We'll catch you next time right here on Off the Ropes. Good night, everybody.
Na, na, na.